So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing. So I hope everyone's doing really well in terms of their self. If you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe and comment. All those likes help us grow this channel even further. Now in this video today I'm going to be talking about the main event, which is taking place on the weekend up in Scotland, in Glasgow to be precise, between Josh Taylor and Ekow Essuman. So yeah, this is the first time, and to my knowledge as well, that these two guys are going to be stepping in the ring together. And it's certainly the first time that Josh Taylor as well is going to be moving up to the welterweight division of 147. Now, when I first heard this fight being made, I wasn't really excited because I just kind of felt that it's a disappointment and maybe a drop in level in terms of an opponent for Josh Taylor, because he's obviously fought against the best of the best, and no disrespect to Ekow Essuman, but he's not the best of the best in the welterweight division. However, since I've taken a little bit more time to really think about it, I've kind of thought that it is a smart move for Josh Taylor because of a couple of factors. One, he's moving up to a new weight division, and two, he pretty much needs to kind of test the waters and maybe fight against someone who isn't that dangerous, who isn't a big puncher in that division, and isn't the best as well. And that is someone like Ekow Essuman, because he is pretty much knocking on the door as well to a potential world title shot in that division. He has a good record, Ekow Essuman. He has fought a few decent people on his record as well. But he's no young pup, I should say. He's 36 years of age. And for those that don't know or haven't heard of Ekow Essuman before, he's a Nottingham-based boxer. His record, 21 wins with 1 loss on his record, 8 KOs. So as I mentioned at the start, he's not a big puncher, but he knows how to win. Now, currently, according to BoxRec, he's ranked number 69 in the world and number 11 in the UK for the welterweights. Now, people that it's got above him in terms of the division, I'll list off just a couple of big names. He's obviously got Jack Catterall as the best in terms of the welterweight scene in Britain at the minute. And then obviously Harlem Eubank. Josh Taylor has got quite high up as well, number 4. Conor Walker and Lewis Crocker. These are some of the names that are listed above Ekow Essuman. But yeah, Ekow Essuman is how can I say it? He's not the most skilled of fighters, but he does like to mix it with his opponents. He's not scared to take punches, to land his own punches as well, and he's not a big puncher, but he can bang, he can hit. Hasn't really got his opponents out there, but he can punch, and a lot of his opponents would probably say that's a little bit deceiving because his record doesn't suggest that, but he does carry a little bit of power in his shots. He started his career back in 2016 and is an orthodox boxer, 5'10" according to BoxRec as well, and is known as the engine. And as I sort of mentioned at the start, he likes to go forward and he's a bit of a scrappy fighter at times, but he makes his opponents work, and he's not the most skilled of boxers. But some of the names that has been in there, I did a video not long ago where he fought Ben Vaughan. I did a little bit of a bit of post-fight feedback in regards to that in terms of my thoughts. He's fought against Harry Scarf as well, which he lost a 12-round unanimous decision. He's also been in there with Chris Congo, so a lot of you guys should know who Chris Congo is as well. Decent prospect for the welterweight division. Samuel Antwin as well has been in there with him. And obviously Cedric Paynu as well, who most people probably know that Conor Benn fought twice as well. But yeah, that is Ekow Essuman. Now, in terms of Josh Taylor, again, shouldn't really need much introductions because once upon a time, Josh Taylor was pretty much in the pound for pound rankings, and people that I mean, some people were screaming his name to pretty much fight against Terence Crawford, because at the time both guys were really struggling to entice the bigger names in their division into a fight. So, I mean, they were talks about them two getting it on at maybe some sort of catch weight, or maybe at 147, because at the time Taylor was 140 and um, Terence was 147. But yeah, Josh Taylor, former undisputed champion. Current record 19 wins with 2 losses on his record as well. Should be 3, by the way. But yeah, he's only got 2 official losses on his record. 13 KO wins to his name as well. Now, he started his career back in 2015, and as I mentioned at the start, he is a Scottish-based boxer. 5'10", according to BoxRec, with a 69.5-inch reach as well. Now, he is southpaw, and he is a little bit younger than Ekow Essuman. He's 34 years of age, and he's known as the Tartan Tornado as well. Now, he's been in there with multiple big names. Again, according to BoxRec, the best British welterweight currently, Jack Catterall, has been in there with him. Should have lost both fights, but obviously he got 1 win, 1 loss on his record to him. And he's been in there with Teofimo as well, who is the only other person that he's lost to. And he is coming off a 2-fight losing spree currently, because he's lost his last 2 fights, Josh Taylor. But this fight is pretty much a fight where it tells us a lot in terms of Josh Taylor, of what he's got left to offer the division, and boxing, I should say, because losing 3 fights back to back, and certainly losing to someone like Ekow Essuman, no disrespect to him, then he probably should call it curtains, because Ekow Essuman isn't the best in the division. So if you can't get past someone like him, then I think that's probably it for yourself. And as I said, you are 34 years of age, so what more have you got to offer, if you know what I mean? But he's been in there with Jose Ramirez, Prograis, Ryan Martin, Victor Pistol. He's been in there with some big names. Even Davis as well, back in the days. I remember that fight, O'Hara Davis. That was a little bit of a war back in the days between the pair. But he's been in there with him as well. But yeah, he's got good pedigree, Josh Taylor. For me, it determines whether or not if he could get his mind right, and if he's trained right for this fight. And I'm guessing he should have, because there's a lot on the line for this. But hopefully he could come through it. Now, I am backing Josh Taylor to win this fight, mainly based on his pedigree, not on his recent form. If I'm going on form, I have to go with Ekow Essuman, because obviously he's on a winning spree currently, and he looks like he wants to win every time he steps in the ring. Whereas Josh Taylor, for me, is the opposite. You don't know what Josh Taylor you're pretty much going to get, and it's difficult to say his performances have been exciting, because they haven't. His last performance against Jack Catterall, was a good performance. It was a better performance that we've seen in a while for Josh Taylor, but it still wasn't a performance where I'd be like, you know what, this guy really wants to win, and he really wants to show that he's better than the other fighter. And I'd probably say, me personally, everyone's opinions are different, but I think his last good performance really was probably against Jose Ramirez, I'd probably say personally, but some people would probably say the Prograis fight, but that's their opinion. But yeah, I'm going with Josh Taylor, mainly based on pedigree. He should have enough with the experience and being where he's been before to beat someone like Ekow Essuman. Whether or not that's enough in future fights, I don't know. Now, just going to quickly touch base on some of the fights that are taking place on this card. As I mentioned at the start of the video, it's taking place in Scotland, and you got some good fighters on this card as well. You got Lee McGregor returning back to the ring as well. He's defending his WBC silver featherweight title. And you've also got Moses Italmo on this as well, so he returns to the ring. And again, there's a lot being said about Moses at the moment, and it's whether or not he could live up to that hype. But I might do a video, or might do a post-fight video regarding this fight with him. But to be honest, I've seen Mike Balogun fight before. Nothing really to get gassed about. So I reckon 1 round, maybe 2 rounds max. Max. The Talma should get him out there quite comfortable. If there's a banana slip and he loses, that'll be a massive upset. You've got Alois Yumbi as well. Big cruiserweight up and coming star potentially. He fights against a David Jameson as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the ring. As I mentioned, big prospect in the cruiserweight division. Got potential to win titles, got potential to maybe even move up to heavyweight at some point as well in his career. So yeah, I like to look at him and hopefully he could continue to impress. And you've obviously got Luke McCormack as well, super lightweight fighter. He returns to the ring. Don't really know the guy that he's fighting, but yeah, good to see these prospects coming back into the ring as well. And British boxing's in a good place at this moment in time. So hopefully, guys, I might get 1 or 2 comments and be interested to see what your thoughts are in regards to this fight on the weekend. But yeah, stay tuned and bless. Thank you.